So I'm going to answer a few questions that I've been frequently asked, just to reiterate. Also, if you haven't checked out my 2-year later bunion surgery update video that I posted last week, go watch it right now. Number 1, how soon did I start running? Let me back up because this is a loaded question. I want to break down months. The first month took me only 1 month to feel comfortable returning back to my lifestyle, just walking regularly after being on crutches for a solid week and a half, week or two to heal. It took me a month to start walking regularly. It took me 3 months to start actually running and exercising like aggressively. I wanted to be very sure that my foot was fully healed, at least as healed as it could be, before I started to run as a precaution, so it's not aggravated or I don't like make the pain worse or things like that. Honestly, I feel like I said this in previous videos, but it took me about a solid year before the pain really went away. I know it's a very long time, and I think it's because I have the rods in and I was trying to move it as much as possible to keep it as flexible, to make it return back to its flexibility and things like that. And yeah, it took a solid year for me to feel like, okay, the pain doesn't bother me anymore and I can actually I feel okay. I think that was a good amount of time for it to start feeling like regular, like it was before again. Mind you that I had to make a lot of changes. Question 2, what kind of shoes do I wear now? So I've always worn a lot of boots, whether they're combat boots or platform boots or things like that. That was part of my style. What I did change after the surgery is the height of the platform. I used to have 3-inch platforms that I used to wear, and honestly it started to hurt. Didn't work for me, so I sold those. Now I wear only 1-inch heel ones, which work great. I still have pretty wide feet. That's just a given. That's not going to change, so I always have to accommodate for that. I was never a stilettos person. Anything that had a huge incline, that was not me. Although for a wedding, I bought some shoes at Payless that would be a one-day kind of hurrah, only wear it for one day, and I could not last in those shoes for very long, maybe 2 or 3 hours tops. And yeah, I mean, there's some shoes that I'm in the process of still selling because they just hurt extremely a lot. And I don't know if it's necessarily because of my surgery, because I think both of my feet they're both experiencing the pain with or without the surgery, and so they're all a no-go. I think just how my feet is positioned, the way it is now, I prefer to not wear shoes like that. And I feel the pain a little bit more when I do wear shoes that are more inclined, just because I am putting so much pressure to this area. Number 3, any regrets? Of course, I've said this before. If you're not experiencing any pain whatsoever, but you have bad looking bunions that are protruding like mine, my feet, both of my feet, before the surgery, I had no pain whatsoever, but I was working this really great tech job where they offered me great health insurance. So I was like, you know what? I've always wanted to do it. Let's try to do one. So I got the left foot done. And because there's a scar and because there's a metal rod in there somehow, sometimes it feels like I was probably better off not doing it. Granted, I can't go back in time, And when I look at my right foot with the really big bunion, I think, oh, should I do this one? And I don't think I will. I think it was the initial reason why I got the surgery was, for one, I had the health insurance. Two, my doctor kept saying it's like leaning to the side and it's gonna get extremely bad, and to the point where, like, way worse. But even when you look at it now, it's kind of already going that way, and so I'm probably gonna have to get this surgery in like 20 or 30 years again. But honestly, when I'm at that age, I don't think I'll even do it. I look at my mom's feet and they're worse than mine, and I think we deal with the same problems where it just looks really bad, and technically it only hurts when we have really bad shoes on. But otherwise, it's fine, and it's not hurting us in a day-to-day. As you know, in most Asian homes, we don't wear our shoes inside our houses, and we're pretty much bare feet. And so you're like letting these puppies hang. So that's fine. I'm trying to think of any other questions. Where were we on? I lost count, but basically, I have not gone to my doctor for a checkup in the last 2 years. I think I wanted to really heal by myself. What I've noticed after I made my other Bunion videos is that there was this ad being advertised in front of my video, and that was like for a sock that was like correcting your feet, and I was like, this is the perfect advertisement. And I'm like, oh man, I should have gotten that, because I think, as I've mentioned before, the problem where I feel like I failed was I was trying to heal too fast. I wanted to get out of bed. I wanted to start doing stuff. I was so sick of being in bed, even if it was for like 3 days straight, that I tried to like speed up the process. And in doing so, I think I hurt the healing process in my foot a little bit. And so that is probably the one regret. And I didn't take the precaution, whereas I should have done those compressing socks or put more ointments or stuff like that. I don't care too much about scars in general anyways, so I didn't mind that. But in general, it was more like the way it looked. And so, especially the puffiness, I don't know if that will ever go away. Definitely it is less puffy than it was when I got the surgery, but it's still pretty puffy, and that's just not something that's there forever. So yes, those are my 2 recommendations, is properly let your feet, foot, whatever you got, let them heal properly. Give it time. Do not rush the process. Also, get those compression socks. Get those things that are advertised in front of my videos where they help you keep it straight, because as you can see, my foot, whatever, they're both like this. Make sure to swim if you're still healing, because in water you're all kind of balanced, and so there's no sort of pressure. That, and always keeping your foot elevated. Those were really great advice. Maybe I will make a whole separate video on how to heal properly, but also consult with your doctor. I am not a doctor, you guys. This is completely from experience, so there, I said it. But other than that, this was a very brief Q&A. I hope I covered most of your questions. If not, please be sure to watch all my other videos. I can't remember. I will link it down below, all of them below. Man, it's been 2 years. That is totally bonkers. I remember exactly when I went through it, and it was very scary. Most recently, my friend's mom got bunion surgery on both of her feet, and for some reason they messed up, and a month later she had to redo them. Mind you, your foot, feet, whatever, is so goddamn sensitive at that point and so raw, for them to go back and do it all over, like, I can't imagine. Like, honestly, that is my true nightmare because it is painful. Luckily, I was under anesthesia and they gave me a lot of medication and things like that, but it's still like not good to be at home for that much, just like trying to heal. You really get cabin fever and you just feel so down on yourself because you can't do anything and it just feels miserable. With that said, like I said, if it hurts, get it fixed. If it doesn't, please don't do it. It is not worth it, I don't think. It's been quite a physical and emotional journey that I've been on. It's been very exciting. I feel like I probably talked about it a lot, so definitely watch all my other videos so you are in the know instead of me constantly repeating, because I'm sure other people will be like, you've already said that. Anyways, thank you so much. If there's any additional questions that I might have not answered or missed or things like that, please leave them in the comments below with the hashtag AskSo. Also, if there's any other videos that you want me to create in regards to my bunion surgery or the shoes that I wear now or anything else, please feel free to let me know. Anyways, thank you guys so much and I will see you guys later. Bye!